Hi girls, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is, I believe, a long awaited video because we are starting a series about all the medical aesthetic procedures that I have done to my face. And before we jump straight to the topic, I just want to give you a heads up that I actually did many different things throughout my life, throughout like last years, because not everything really works. Some things, they don't really give you that great results as people promote them as, and so on. Also, another thing is that girls, myself personally, I'm a Slavic woman, and I represent a certain standard of like upkeeping and maintenance and so on. And like I also tell you that this channel that I'm doing for you, I am not trying to hide anything. I am trying to be as authentic as I am and tell you absolutely everything. That's why just know that this channel is really promoting the Slavic standards of beauty. That's being said, the Slavic approach to the medical aesthetic treatment, and by Slavic approach, I also don't want to discriminate some people, because there will be some like Slavic women who will tell you that's not true. But I believe I do represent this approach, like, all of this Slavic, Russian, very beautiful influencers that you see on social media, all the models, the very skinny, elegant, doll-like looking, the Slavic doll. Like, this is the type of standard that I am trying to keep in my life, because I know many girls like this. I know many actually of your top influencers. Like, I met them in person, I've seen them in person. They are as beautiful as in online, but I also know how they handle their beauty, what they do. And this is also the standard that I keep in my life. So just have that in mind. I don't want to hurt anyone. This is the standard that I grew up with, right? That being said, throughout last years, I tried many medical aesthetic procedures, because one thing about Slavic women is we really do different medical procedures regularly. And by regularly, like, the most beautiful girls who also have like the most money and so on, they would be like doing something at least once a month, because we are trying to get this approach, like, that it's better to prevent things than to fix them. That's better to prevent sagging now. It's better to prevent wrinkles now than to get a surgery in 10-20 years, Like, if you look good, you try to preserve it. That's why we really often go to do different treatments, and there is a lot, okay? And that's why I also believe that I will make probably like 2 or 3 series of like different medical aesthetic procedures. I will tell you only about this, that I know that you want to learn, like, how did I fix my small smile lines? How did I fix my jowls? How did I reduce like volume here? About my lips, about like all the other things, how I'm preserving the youth. Also about my surgeries. Like, I will make it, but I prefer to make like shorter videos to explain you one by one. Today I will focus just on like lower part of the face, meaning like my jawline, reducing the volume in my face, and then reducing the smile lines and jowls. This is what we will go through. And before I start, I will just tell you one last thing before I start. I also created for you, because on this channel, I am making videos only about like what I did to my face, what I did to my body, what was wrong with me and what I changed. If you are interested to kind of learn the Slavic girls method, how the Slavic girls actually think, how they make decisions, what procedures to do, what to do with their body, and so on, I also made a guide for you that is a little bit more general. It's still a lot about like my experience or like experience of my friends, but you can find this guide in bio. And it's really about this very blunt and sometimes harsh Slavic method, how to have this Slavic standard to your own beauty. And just I will tell you one thing, because already some people messaged me regarding that. Not all the standards of the book, even I manage to follow, because Slavic standards are very hard, and in this like book I put all the standards that I know the Slavic girls have, like all the things that they make themselves do and all that, and some things, like I am not perfect and I know it, but this is also the methodology, the mindset that I'm using for my glow up, because I started doing glow up videos 1 year ago or even more. But still, if you look how I looked 1 year ago, if you looked at my very first video on this channel, like I look completely different, because even though I glow up, I'm still glowing up. I'm still using this methodology, this Slavic methodology. And if you want to like learn about this, there's also like an ebook here in the description, and I'm going there about like Slavic approach to every area of your life, or like how to take care about your body, what hair to choose, skin, also about like injectables, surgeries, and so on. And also there I'm writing about many topics that in some places I just cannot speak, right? About some like GLPs, peptides, injectables, like this. Also, I have my voice there, so if you're interested, check it out. Now we are moving to a topic of what I did to my lower face, all of the treatments. Okay, so as for my lower face, as you've seen probably on many pictures that I'm sharing with you, my face used to be way rounder, and I already made a a YouTube video here, like 2 videos before, 3 videos before, where I'm explaining how I reduced swelliness on my face and how it made my face swollen. Obviously, that is one part, is a big part of how my face actually became smaller, and that is also to a lower face. Besides the reducing the swelliness, for the lower face area, I was also doing Masseter botox, which is injecting botox here in this muscle to make your face less white. And that worked miracle for me. It also worked for me because I had such a strong muscle, like I started having problem with my teeth. Because in the night, you know, you are really like, and then you can have problems with my teeth. I had it, and that's actually also a reason why I started doing that. So yes, I was doing this. The problem with Masseter botox, first of all, you can try doing Masseter botox. But for me, it worked really well because my muscle was big and there was a lot of volume here just from the muscle. And by injecting Botox, I smoothened the size of the muscle. For many girls, on the other hand, this muscle is not big. It didn't grow that much. So injecting Masseter will just slightly make a change. It will not make such a dramatic change as it made in my case. Be careful with that. Also, I see on TikTok many videos like the girls are saying like, me before and 2 weeks after Masseter botox and a great change like this. I think this is not true and you shouldn't listen to this. For me, the Masseter botox journey, it took like long time. You need to do it couple of times. I think the biggest difference I seen like after 2 years of doing it 2-3 times a year. Because it really needs time to get smaller and it helps, but you really need to give it time. I promise to you, like the first biggest like noticeable difference that other people can see, I've seen 2 years in. It's not a procedure that you will do and after 2 weeks, I don't know, maybe I don't know, these girls are posting like this. I think they just do a picture to make it seem like the jaw is smaller, but it's not that much. Like if you want a real, but you know, my result is crazy. My result is so big from the Masseter botox that people are arguing that it was not a Masseter botox that I did, but I did a surgery and I shaved my bones. I didn't shave my bones. It's a Masseter botox that was done regularly and is still done regularly. I mean, now I didn't have it for a long time. But I think this muscle is not like Botox anywhere else on the face. Like this muscle here, it doesn't really build that resistance. And the longer you do it, the less often you need to do it here. So that was one thing. And it really reduced the volume for me. Now, I never did any filler here. I never did any filler here. I know I will make a separate video about fillers, But on my face, I only have fillers now in my lips and chin. That's it, nothing else. The important part why you need to be really careful with a Masseter botox is, obviously, when you have a lot of volume here, and then you reduce the volume of that muscle, and your face gets smaller, the inside part, the muscle, the inside of the face gets smaller, you have the outer part, and that is the skin. And the skin cannot shrink itself, or maybe it can, but long time. But it's very hard for skin to shrink. So one thing that happened for me and happens very often is that here you reduce, but this skin that is, I still have a little bit. I had much more. You have so much skin here that you get the jowls, which are like this skin here. Right now I don't have it. I will tell you in one moment what I did for that, but be careful, you get the jowls here, the skin, because here you reduce volume and everything, drops. So you start getting jowls. What I did, I was getting jowls like crazy because I reduced a lot of volume from my cheeks with Masseter. I tried many things. The best for me are the things like Ultraformer or Ultraformer, how people say. It's like HIFU but better generation. Is the procedure. I'm not the doctor, I will not explain you exactly, you can read online, but it's the procedure that they basically go here and they can go really deep in like mass layers and so on, and skin, and shrink everything. And I was always doing this, like whole cheeks here, targeting this and here. And I will tell you also, it really helped me also reduce fat a little bit, because this, if you go for this Ultraformer, there's also one called Ultera, I think, Altera, something like this. If you go to a good doctor that knows how to operate the machine, they can really put the settings like, okay, now he can lift your face, skin, now he can reduce the fat and so on. And I was always finding like a very good doctor, and they made like a lot of work and great job. And always this Ultraformer, I'm like now doing Ultraformer 3, is a third generation. It helps like nothing else for this jowls. Like it will shrink your skin like nothing else. But you need to be really, really careful choosing where you're going to. Because me, myself, I tried so many devices like this. And in the vast majority of clinics, they buy the machine, like the HIFU machine. So HIFU, it was like the first generation of this machine, and then they came up with Ultraformer, which is like a newer generation of HIFU, and then there's Ultraformer 2, Ultraformer 3, Ultraformer MPT, like they have newer versions. There's also Ultera, there's also like very good new generation of HIFU. But the problem with many clinics is that they buy the machine, but the staff, the doctor is not trained well enough. And then you go use this machine and you see zero result because these doctors, they don't know how to use it. And this is very, very common. And I had this experience, like I travel a lot. So I try these devices in many countries, and I have this experience so often, especially, some clinics, they buy this HIFU machine, not even like a better generation, and then the results are not there. So what I do, me, myself, I travel to Bangkok at least once a year. I know a lot of people travel to Seoul in Korea. I've never been in Korea. I think the standard there is great, and they also have all these devices. I traveled to Bangkok. I started traveling to Bangkok a couple of years ago, and since then, the Bangkok, they have a very good standard also for all these devices. Since then, I'm going, I tell you, once or twice a year. And they are really, really, really up to date with all these devices. And in Bangkok, they are also like this, that they will literally dump your face full in numbing cream. Like they will put such a thick layer on numbing cream on your skin before the treatment, and they will make you sit there for 1 hour. I kid you not, for 1 hour you're sitting with like full white face of numbing cream, and then once you have the treatment, they can go really deep and really hard with these machines because you are so numb that you don't feel your face. Whereas I was trying HIFU, which is like even lower generation in Dubai, in Bali, in Europe. Like I was trying, like these people have no idea what they're doing. First of all, they don't numb your face. or they numb it for 5 minutes. You feel everything. They cannot put the energy up of the machine, so they do very low. It hurts so much more than in Bangkok, and you don't see result because they don't know what to put there. So just make sure, like I'm telling you, just from my experience, I go to Bangkok. I think Korea for things like this also great. I've never been. I go to Bangkok and I love it. So that was one thing. So these Ultraformer devices, they really helped me reduce also the fat, but also reduce the jowls and also a little bit smile lines. But for the smile lines, because you could also see me before, like I was having big smile lines even when I was 18 years old, and I was like super skinny, like skinnier than now I was still having smile lines, and my smile lines were like static. So it's not like you smile and you have a smile line. No, I was like sitting straight face and there were lines, because this is just like my genetics, how I was built, and it was my big insecurity. So regarding the smile lines, I tried the filler. And I know a lot of people now tells you not to do filler for the smile lines. I tried. For me, honestly, it worked. I didn't have any migration. But with filler here, you need to be very careful, because there's a lot of girls who don't have static smile lines, but when they smile, they get a smile line. And if in that case, when statically you don't have a smile line and you smile and you have a smile line, if you in that case you put filler, then you get migration 100%. It will migrate like here somewhere, you will look crazy. So you can, I personally think you can only do filler in the smile line when you have like static, and you don't move your face, but the line is here. And in Asia, they still do it widely. Like in Bangkok, they recommend it. In Europe only, there's this movement of people who don't want to do it that much. I think it's fine. I was doing this back in the days. I don't do it anymore. That's why I don't tell you I have filler there. I think it's all gone. Right now, I'm focusing on different things, because the filler was fine, but it was really short time for me. It would actually look good, then it was going away somewhere. I know it migrated somewhere else on my face, but I don't really see it anywhere else on my face, or it just dissolved itself. But it would be like a very short-term solution. So instead, what I started doing, I just started to try to lift my cheek. Ultraformer, as I said before, it was helping also a lot. Second thing that I did are different skin boosters. Eastern European women, we all love skin boosters. Skin boosters are the type of thing that you can inject, and it's not a filler, but it's like you inject it here, and in one place it can stimulate your collagen production. So here becomes very like, hard and tight with collagen, and it can lift your whole face, and Slavic women will love it. We also do it a lot as a prevention for aging, just injecting like collagen stimulators here, just to, help your face keep that structure, keep that, cheek here, so that with age it doesn't fall. So when I was still living in like my country in Eastern Europe, like I would do as a young girl, also I already started doing some skin boosters. It's called also biostimulator in Eastern Europe, just to prevent from sagging, and they are working fine. The ones that are in Eastern Europe, there are different ones. They are fine, and you can see great difference. So people can inject you here just to make it a little bit more thick skin, so it doesn't fold that much. But what they also do, they can inject here, so it's not a filler, because a lot of people also say I have filler. No, this is Slavic born structure. I actually never liked it. I don't understand why girls can put filler here, because this is something about my face that I actually don't like. But a lot of Slavic women, they put here like biostimulators just to stimulate collagen production here, because if this is tight and this holds its place, it will prevent the whole cheek from dropping down. So this is what I was doing before. But now in Bangkok, in Asia, I use their technique, and I use Sculptra, and I love Sculptra. And they have this technique, and when I tell you about it, it's a little bit traumatizing to hear, but they are so gentle with their procedure, you don't feel anything. So basically I do Sculptra in the way that they get this cannula needle, and they go like here, and they go all the way here in my cheek, and they inject this Sculptra, and that Sculptra is working like crazy. It lifts my cheek so much that people accuse me of having a facelift. Like I'm I'm under 30. I didn't have a facelift. Is the Sculptra. Sculptra connected with Ultraformer. It will lift your cheek so much. It will shrink and you will look like you had a facelift. I tell you, this is my biggest secret. Ultraformer, MPT, and Sculptra. I go to Bangkok. I do it. Done. And don't be scared. Like, I feel like this Bangkok is also like such a good place if you are a little bit scared of pain, because in Asia they are so gentle with you. It's nothing like in Eastern Europe they do everything, even no numbing. Like, and I'm fine with that, right? But for example, this Sculptra, right? To put Sculptra in your face, they need to use very big needle. Because they need to put a lot, because also the thing with Sculptra is when they inject you, like it's a lot of liquid that they inject and you get very swollen and your body needs to dissolve it, but it takes 1-2 days. But it's a lot of liquid. I need a very big needle. And you know what they do? Like in Europe they would just, but in Asia they would first take like local anesthesia with a little needle, and first they will inject local anesthesia in the place where they are planning to then inject you with a big needle, so that you don't feel the big needle. So they are really gentle and it doesn't hurt at all. And this is like for the lower face what I do, and I try to do at least once a year. Now I'm trying to go 2 times a year, because like last 2 years I was trying to find maybe someone in Dubai, because like these machines are available. I'm not going to Bangkok to save so much money. These clinics in Bangkok, they are also not that affordable. It's not like I go there because it's cheap. And I was really trying to do it more often, but in Dubai. But the quality, like, it's such a waste of money to do it in Europe or in Dubai. Like, these things don't work at all. You see no difference. That it's really better to, take the money that you would spend, just go somewhere to Korea or to Bangkok and do it properly 1 to 2 times a year, even as a prevention. If you have a big problem with smile and with jowls, with size here, it's good, go to Bangkok, they will really help you. And they tell you that you need to do it every 2 months, this Sculptra or something, every 3 months, this Ultraformer. For me, I cannot be that often there, and I never do it that often. But it always still works. It always still works. And I am so happy that I discovered it. Like, it really, really changed my face. Yes. So that is for my cheek part, my lower line. So, as I said, I don't have filler here. I think this also got contoured maybe with this Ultraformer, but I also lost quite weight right now. A lot of people tell me that I had some surgery to shave the bone. It's not true. You don't need crazy surgeries if you find a good doctor who can do the medical aesthetic procedures for you, really. You don't need, like on my TikTok, people accuse me of so many surgeries because I think they are used to the standard of clinics in their countries and they don't know how far this medical aesthetic actually is and how much it can help you. So this is the explanation of what I do for my lower face to keep it tight and slim. And then I will do more videos about medical procedures because obviously that's not a lot, that's not all, right? There will be my lips and all that, and many more things, surgery, all that. See you in the next video.